Hello friends, it's Alisani Brazil here, your favorite flight attendant, here to review 3 products that, well, you may or may not want to include in your travel repertoire. I will also do a full demonstration of all 3 products so that you will see in real time. Sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. We're about to take off. The first item is the JISULIFE 3-in-1 fan, phone charger, and flashlight. The next item will be the HotLogic Mini. The last object will be the Ebags Mother Lode suitcase. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I am going to critique, this is a 3-in-1. And what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to be a fan. You can see it going, it has 2 settings. It's supposed to be a charger, which you can charge your phone right in this port. And it's also a flashlight. So, what are some of the things I like about this? Yep, you can see it's a flashlight. There are several things I like about this. Number 1. You can stand it up. So you can stand it up as if this was a table. It's my hand, but can you see? I just have it standing up. So therefore, you don't have to hold it. I'm not holding it. You can see that. It's giving off a lot of air. I wish you can know just how cool the air is, because you know, sometimes when things are like a hand fan, when you're in really hot weather, or hot air, well, this actually circulates cold air, even when it's hot outside, for the most part. So I really like it for that. I also like the fact that I can use it to charge my phone, because most battery packs, at least most of the ones that I've bought, are heavy. In fact, I have one that actually feels like a brick. It's way too heavy. Had I known it was that heavy, I would not have bought it, but I bought it. You know, I still use it, but it's way too heavy. This is very light. I mean, I can hold it on my wrist and it's very light, and I have something that I can, you know, it's an all-in-one. The one con about this as a charger is you do not want to charge your tablet with it. You want to use it just for your phone. So if you charge your tablet with it, it's going to drain it very, very quickly. Now, from my experience, when the charging part of it is drained, you can still use the fan. So that gives you a little bit of some relief, but I don't know how much longer you'll be able to use the fan. So I say just use it as a phone charger. Using it as a tablet, this is not for that purpose. The flashlight, I do like the flashlight, but in my opinion, it's not as bright as I wish it was. However, if you're in the pinch, like you drop your keys or something in your car next to your seat and you're in a pinch, this works perfectly for that. So overall, I give this a thumbs up, and I use it. I actually use it when I'm working every single day, especially now in the summertime. So the brand is called JISULIFE. It's spelled JISULIFE, life. Or you can just look up the 3-in-1 fan. It looks like a little bear too. It's really cute. Now this is pink. I don't know if that's coming across that this is pink, but it comes in black and other colors too if you don't want pink. So this is definitely a buy for me. It's only like $13 on Amazon. We're gonna go for the next item. So the next item is a HotLogic. Now, if you already have one, most likely you have it in black. I bought mine in this paisley pattern because everyone that I know that has it in black, and I don't want to mix mine up with someone else. So I bought mine in this paisley color. Now, what is the HotLogic? Now, first of all, the HotLogic was invented by a flight attendant. Y'all, we flight attendants kind of be a little bit brilliant sometimes. The HotLogic was invented by a flight attendant for the purpose of always having a heating source to heat up food. And if you're already a flight attendant, you know why that's important. If you're not, you may not get it. You know, you're like, oh, why do you always, you know, don't you have microwaves in your hotel rooms or things like that? And the answer is no. In fact, I usually don't have a microwave in my hotel room. And if I want to heat up food, I have to take it downstairs, either to like the gift shop, or it's really annoying because I don't always want to go downstairs to heat up food. In fact, I never want to go downstairs to heat up food. So this Hot Logic is basically a hot plate. You can see it's a hot plate. Inside of this, like, what is this called? You know, like a thermal type case. And when I say this has revolutionized my life as a flight attendant, I am not exaggerating. It came with this little plastic thing. This plastic thing is really cheap, but I still have it. You know, if something happens to it, that's okay. You can put anything on this hot plate because it only gets hot to a certain point. However, it heats your food up hot. So in other words, it doesn't warm up your food. It actually heats up your food. So I guess you could think of it as it kind of works like how a crock pot would work. Now, you can either put food directly in this and then set it in here, close it up. It has a power cord. It's only one setting. It has a power cord, and you just use this, or get this. You can actually use a Ziploc bag. So say you prepared a meal at home, or meals for the amount of days that you're gonna be on the road. You can set a Ziploc bag directly on this. Just make sure the Ziploc bag doesn't leak. Because if the Ziploc bag leaks, you're gonna have a mess on your hand. Now this is easy to clean up. I had a small leakage and was able to clean it up with no issue. But you know, you wanna save yourself time. So I would say if you're gonna use the Ziploc bag, make sure it's the kind that actually zips and not the kind that just snaps all the way, because it may leak. Now, how do I use it? So what I typically do now, with the airline that I work for, our trips are in either AM trips or PM trips, and I work PM trips. So when I get into my room, I'm not necessarily ready to eat that late at night. Sometimes I am. But what you can do, as soon as you get into your room, plug this up and just put your food in it. You will have a hot meal, depending on what it is and how frozen it is, within like 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops. And it will be hot. Now, what I do is I use mine in the daytime. So because I work PM trips, when I wake up in the morning, and by morning I mean noon, I already have my Hot Logic set up next to a heat source. So don't keep it plugged up all night because it's gonna be hot all night. Just plug it up when you need it. So what I do is I plug it up. I put my food just directly in it because my food is already ready to go, because typically it's in a Ziploc bag. And I just let it sit there until it's time for me till I'm ready to eat it. When I say that my whole hotel room smells so fragrant with whatever meal that I'm cooking, I mean, it's like how Thanksgiving dinner is, how you've been preparing your meal all day long, and then you have that fragrant smell just all throughout the house. It just makes your mouth water. It makes your guests want to just sink into whatever you were cooking. That's the fact that this has. You guys, I love it. And it is so lightweight. It's not heavy. I actually just put it in my food bag. So I don't put it in my suitcase. Somebody put it in their suitcase. I just put it directly in my food bag because you can store things in it. So I have this in it just in case I happen to have food that I bought and need a container to put it in. But what I do is I use this as a little bit of storage in my food bag. So I put at least 1 or 2 meals in here so that I don't have empty space. And then I just close it up, just like what I'm doing right now. I close it up. It's in my food bag, and then I put everything else around it and on top of it. It is not heavy at all. It is so lightweight. If you are a flight attendant, want to save money by not eating out all the time, I highly recommend this. And in fact, I will tell you, even when I have a microwave, I prefer my Hot Logic because Microwaves gives food, in my opinion, a certain taste that doesn't taste like a nice fresh cooked meal. This does not. So when you eat food out of this, it tastes like a fresh cooked meal. I'm gonna tell you what I typically do most of the time, because although when I used to prepare my meals, I used to like make salmon and green beans and all this fancy stuff. I don't have time for that anymore. I am tired. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm gonna show you what I do, and then I'll be right back. Amy's. Amy's is my friend. Or any type of prepared.
In this section, I'm just going to be talking about how I package the prepared meals to bring to work as a flight attendant. If you don't want to hear this part, just fast forward to the end of this section where I give you my overall opinion and the price.
You have multiple meals. So what I do is I either keep it like this in this plastic, because you could, so you could take this out of the plastic and cook it directly on the plate, or if you don't want leakage, you can actually keep it in the plastic. It's not gonna burn the plastic. So you can put this directly on the hot plate and it's fine. Now, another thing that you can do to save even more space in your bag is just either vacuum pack this with a food saver, so just take it out and vacuum pack it, or put it in a Ziploc bag. Make sure the Ziploc bag actually zips, because if it doesn't, once again, you're gonna have a leakage issue when this thaws. So nobody wants things leaking in their food bag. So anyhow, this is what I do. So I usually pack about six meals. I'm able to get 6 meals in my food bag. Sometimes I eat 2 a day. It's not necessarily 1 per day, but you know, you'll go with it. But this, my friends, let me actually show you how this can go directly in here. Although you can probably figure it out, but I'm just gonna show you. Those of you who are not in the airline industry, take notes, because you can do this yourself. So, okay. So this, you can see, can go right in here. It'll go better if it's in a Ziploc bag. And then, just put this on top. It doesn't have to close. It really doesn't matter. It's sealed to where it's not gonna leak. And then you just zip it up. So therefore you don't have any empty space in your food bag. Utilize everything so you can get as much into your food bag as possible. All right, so the Hot Logic, you can buy it on Amazon for about $40. They come in all different colors and also sizes. This is the smallest size. I don't need a size, for what I do. I don't need a size bigger than this. I can't, you don't have to do the most, Remember, if you're a flight attendant, or if you plan on being a flight attendant, or if you're just starting to do food meals, to do meals on the road, you want to save space, because you want to have enough space to fit as much food in there as possible. That's money saved. And money saved is money saved. Because eating out on the road, not only is it not always healthy, it is expensive. And with this pandemic right now that we're in, a lot of times, depending on what time you get into the hotel, there's nothing even open. There's no food options available. So this is your friend. Okay. So we just went over the Hot Logic. Now we're gonna go over the suitcase that I love. So this is called the Ebags Mother Lode. Now there's a Mother Lode book bag, and then there's the Mother Lode suitcase. When I say, and if you're not flight crew where you have to carry black, they do come in other colors, but if you're flight crew, you have to carry black. That's just the way it is across the board. So this does not look like it's all that big. Looks are deceiving. Now, I'm gonna already tell you, I highly recommend this bag. So I'm gonna tell you that up front, but now I'm gonna tell you why. When I first became a flight attendant, the luggage that was provided by the company, and when I say provided, the company didn't give it to us. It's the option that the company gave us, and we just paid them back out of our paycheck every month until it's paid back, like $25 a paycheck. That was the travel program. When I say that suitcase started giving me problems within 6 months, I mean it. That suitcase started giving me problems. The back zipper broke. It was the handle was sticking. It was just, y'all. It was not a travel pro. It was a travel pro that's not for travel pros. If you know what I mean. So then I'm like, so what am I gonna use, right? So I went through a phase where I'm like, okay, I can use the, the spinners. So I was using the spinners because in my mind, you can just push. I thought they looked, pretty chic, and I thought, okay, this would be a good fit for me. They expand nicely, so I can fit a lot of stuff in. Okay, they do expand nicely. That is true. The spinners were a pain in the butt for me, and I'll tell you why. Number one, a lot of airports have carpet. And I never did end up, and I went through spinners. I never found a spinner that did well on carpet. So, which means I always had to lean it, and that was hurting my shoulders. Another thing about the spinner that I don't like is that on the spinner, they're not intended for luggage to hang down. So like for instance, your food bag. It's intended for the luggage, for your extra luggage to go on top of the bag. So basically what that means is that you have a lot of weight on the handle of the suitcase, but you also have a lot of weight on your shoulder, because now you're pulling it you're like pulling your shoulder. So I was having a lot of issues with my shoulder. So the proper way that's both, I don't know if ergonomics is the right term, but maybe anatomical, that might be the better term, I don't know. But the best way, and I'm telling you this as a flight attendant, the best way to carry luggage is one that leans, where you can have a hook or something where your extra bag is like on this, is like hanging like on the bottom of your bag, like in front of the bag. So in other words, like you'll have a hook, and then your other bag is hanging like down here. And the reason why is because when you lean it, you don't feel anything, because like everything is in balance. Like the laws of gravity and everything else is all in tune, to where when you lean it, you don't even feel like anything else is on your bag. Now, if you're just carrying laptop bags, and if you don't travel that much, this doesn't really pertain to you. It doesn't really matter, because you don't travel that much anyhow, and your extra bag is something light, like a light purse or a laptop bag. But if you travel a lot, or if you're flight crew, you want that balance. You want to be able to tilt the bag, and then have your extra bags being able to hang off the side to take the weight off of your shoulder, your back, and off of the handle of your suitcase. In comes the eBay Mother Lode. So
Correction, Ebags, Mother Lode.
You got it's like a hybrid. Like you got the hardness of the spinner, so you can hear how hard that is, and then up here it's all soft. And then it's a two-wheeler that leans. So you got the best of both worlds. Now, what you also have is a lot of space, because from the outside right now, it doesn't look like this is giving off a lot of space. But when you open it, as I'm doing right now, you have all the space in here, which I use. This is where I have the eBay pods. So like the eBay individual pods, I have one that's big where I put my clothes and stuff like that. I like that. It just makes things easy, instead of things just being thrown all up in here. So you have this section. There's even these, which I don't use, but you may use them. I don't know, but I don't use these. I think there might be like spokes or something to keep it more firm, but I haven't found a use for them. So you have that section right there. Let me zip it back up. And then you have little compartments. So I put like medicine and vitamins. When you are flight crew and you are on the road, you're gonna most likely be carrying an apothecary with you because when you are in the air and something goes on with like, as far as like pain or headache or, you know, sinuses or something like that, there's no store you can run to real quick, honey. You are up 36,000 miles into the air. You want that with you. So I put medicine in here, and then stuff that I would use more often, I just put in my food bag because it's more accessible on the airplane. All right, so let me close this so I can tell you how wide this expands. And you'll only see it when you start putting things in here. So this bottom part right here, as you can see, it looks pretty like, it doesn't look like it's very deep, but here is a zipper, so it expands. So let me close this. If you don't watch any other video, I think this video has given you so much content to make your life easy as flight crew that, other than brands of shoes, and I can include that too, this will probably be your best video. I've been doing this for 8.5 years. I have not been doing it. You know, many of my colleagues have been doing this for over 20 years, but 8.5 years is plenty of time to know some stuff. In fact, 2 years is plenty of time to know some stuff. So combine that with the fact that I'm getting older and going through menopause, everything that I just showed you. Just, you know, if you want to thank me, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I really would appreciate that as I'm trying to build my channel. I would be very grateful. Okay, so I got this, okay, so I just expanded it to where you can see how much more. Can you see that? You can, okay, so you can see how much more space. This probably gives you about another 2 inches of space. 2 inches is a lot. So this gives you about another 2 inches of space, just expanding it if you need to. So for instance, if you do like me, I'm a commuter. So I live in Florida. I'm based in Baltimore, Washington. So sometimes to make my life easier as a commuter, I block my trips together, where there's been times where I've actually been out for 2 weeks. Having this expandable feature where I could put more stuff in there has really helped me a lot. So, well. So this is the Ebags. Now you can get it on, you can either go to ebags.com, I think, and get it directly from their website, or you can get it on eBay. Make sure, my advice is to make sure you have a coupon so that you can get it for under $100. So I think typically these cost about $180 or $150. For good luggage, that's a great deal. However, might as well get you a better deal. So make sure you either have a coupon, or you get it with, you know, some type of coupon or a bundle. So what I did was I had a coupon, and on top of that, I did a bundle, so where I was able to get 50% off. I bundled it with something that was like $8. What was it? It was like bag tags. So you don't have to. You don't have to get the equal value. Just get something like some bundle, and it might prompt you to do that. So I just ordered it with some bag tags. The bag tags were probably $8, but I was able to get now my whole bill for $50 or 50% less. So there you go, save a little bit of money and get a good quality product as well. So my friends, I hope that I gave you some good content. If you're watching this along with the video where I did my makeup, I hope you enjoyed the finished product and might try some of the products and do it yourself. But thank you for watching this video. I will come back with more content, with more critiques, things that will make your life better as flight crew and as a traveler in general. And I will see you later. Bye.